Hi, I'm Ligia Cremene. I'm a systemic organizational consultant living in Cluj-Napoca and working internationally. Complex systems literacy is the title of my contributed chapter to Andrew Taylor's new book, Rethinking Leadership for a Green World. For one thing, complex systems literacy steers us away from conspiracy theory. If you don't get the story, you make up a story. Understanding how complex systems work saves us from huge misunderstandings and costs. We live in complex systems, not in cities, countries, organizations, but in complex systems. Networked, interdependent roles, tasks, and processes. Our actions are rippling farther into the future and present than ever before. We can no longer ignore or escape the consequences of our actions because multidimensional, highly interconnected layers of biological, social, technical structures influencing each other evolve and transform. As leaders and managers of our lives, our companies, our communities, we find ourselves facing complicated decisions, dilemmas, conflicting goals that generations before us had to face perhaps only once or twice in a lifetime. Business models and industries that ran for decades are now facing ruin, and the natural environment is giving us all the signs of exhaustion. Well-established educational paradigms are turned upside down in every corner of the world. Indeed, the whole landscape of value creation is changing as the fourth industrial revolution breaks down traditional ideas governing globalization. In the post-information revolution era, leaders and managers are pressed to make faster and faster decisions considering huge amounts of data and ever-changing contexts. Sustainability is essential, and companies are starting to understand that if they do not change, they will die. The intuitions that served us well when managing deterministic systems where you can track cause and effect are no longer valid, no longer helping us, and can lead to fatal errors in complex systems, which are being characterized by emergent phenomena and self-organization. So there is growing awareness that the systems we live in are in fact fundamentally complex, and such systemic phenomena require a whole new networked and evolutionary approach and a new strategic toolbox if we are to start shifting things around and shaping a more sustainable way of living on planet Earth. Actually, the COVID pandemic has given us the final warning and pushed us into a great reset. The crisis has highlighted the interconnectedness of business, society, the environment, and more than ever, acting as a magnifying glass for all the existing vulnerabilities and compulsive social behaviors. We either start strategizing for sustainability and a fairer society, or we continue the downward spiral into a very gloomy future for the human race. Many countries around the globe are linking post-pandemic recovery to climate goals. When the world changes, what keeps us going needs to change as well. That is why reassessing the targets by which we gauge success is key to the shift. Designing new business models that count in a healthy natural environment, communities that educate and nurture their members, accountable forms of governance and sustainability will see us moving forward into a new green world. This change begins with the recognition that value is created collectively and that new skills are needed to manage and navigate the emerging complexity of human activities on Earth. Complex systems literacy becomes a necessity if we are to shorten the learning curve and see good decisions being made in a new, highly interconnected paradigm. Systemic leadership is a skill set required for the new green business leaders of the world if we are to create a world in which we all want to be part of. I invite you to read the book and enjoy whatever you are doing.